Good long Messi trying to sneak in behind. Messi has snuck in behind. Flipped in a good spot. It's still going to be in there. Lisandro Martinez. Chance to fire. It's
The
gone.
second run.
Messi, outswinger. Good area. It's a goal.
Argentina didn't just win this match. They survived it. For years, we've watched Argentina suffocate opponents with patience, intelligence, and moments of brilliance. Teams sat deep, Messi found the impossible pass, and eventually the dam broke. It became a familiar story. Comfortable victories, controlled performances, champions doing what champions do. But the FIFA World Cup doesn't care about reputations. It doesn't remember who lifted the trophy 4 years ago. And on one unforgettable night in Florida, Argentina discovered that the road to defending a world title isn't paved with beautiful football. It's paved with suffering. Because standing across from them wasn't a football giant. It wasn't Brazil. It wasn't France. It wasn't Spain. It was Cape Verde. A nation making history with every step they took. A team that had already become the greatest surprise of the tournament. The lowest-ranked nation ever to reach the knockout stages on their World Cup debut. Most people expected their incredible journey to end quietly against the reigning world champions. Instead, they nearly wrote one of the greatest World Cup stories football has ever seen. And in doing so, they revealed something terrifying about this Argentina team. Not their talent, not their tactics, not even Lionel Messi, but something far more dangerous. Their refusal to die. Every World Cup creates a fairy tale. A team nobody believes in. A nation that refuses to accept its limits. In 2026, that team was Cape Verde. Nicknamed the Blue Sharks, they weren't expected to escape the group stage. Yet somehow they did. Disciplined, fearless, organized, and backed by a goalkeeper who had quietly become one of the stories of the tournament, Vozinha. At 40 years old, many believed his best days were behind him. Instead, he was producing performances that reminded the football world why experience can sometimes defeat youth. Save after save, match after match, he carried the dreams of an entire nation on his shoulders. But Cape Verde's miracle wasn't built only on heroic goalkeeping. Their defensive structure was unlike anything Argentina had faced so far in this World Cup. Compact, patient, perfectly synchronized. Instead of chasing the ball, they protected space. Instead of pressing recklessly, they invited pressure. And whenever possession-based teams tried to enter the final third, they disappeared inside a wall of blue shirts. Spain had already learned how frustrating it could be. Now, it was Argentina's turn. From the opening whistle, something felt different. Argentina naturally dominated possession. Enzo Fernandez dictated the rhythm. Alexis McAllister searched for passing lanes. Rodrigo de Paul never stopped running. And Lionel Messi drifted between the lines like he always does. But every passing sequence ended the same way. Blue shirts. Bodies everywhere. Passing lanes vanished. Every meter had to be earned. Football's oldest lesson. Sometimes the team without possession controls the match. And Cape Verde were proving exactly that. Still, champions don't panic. Argentina continued moving the ball from side to side, waiting, searching, believing that eventually one small crack would appear. Cape Verde knew exactly who they had to stop: Lionel Messi. Every time he received possession, 2 defenders closed him immediately, sometimes 3. The spaces he usually dances through simply didn't exist. For long stretches, the greatest player of his generation looked almost ordinary. Almost. Because greatness only needs one moment. Messi's first warning arrived from a free kick. Fans already imagined the net shaking, but Vozinha stood calmly behind his wall. Messi struck it cleanly, low, precise, dangerous. Yet the veteran goalkeeper calmly gathered the ball into his gloves. No celebration, no dramatic reaction, just quiet confidence, as if to tell the world, you'll have to do much better. Minutes later, Messi found another opening, this time inside the penalty area. He connected awkwardly. The shot rolled wide, a rare miss, an even rarer sign that frustration was beginning to grow. Cape Verde sensed it. Every successful clearance fueled their belief. Every blocked cross increased their confidence. Every passing minute felt like a victory. Because against Argentina, survival creates hope. Then, everything changed with one extraordinary pass. Football often rewards patience, and Argentina kept believing. Deep inside his own half, Lisandro Martinez lifted his head. Most defenders would have played the safe option, a short pass, maintain possession, start again. Instead, he saw something nobody else did. A diagonal ball floated through the floor tonight, perfectly measured, perfectly weighted, and perfectly timed. Messi had already started his run. One touch, silence. The entire defense frozen. Before the ball even reached the ground, Messi had killed it with breathtaking control. In one movement, years of experience, genius, and instinct merged. The angle looked impossible. The goalkeeper rushed forward. Defenders scrambled back. Messi didn't hesitate. He simply poked the ball high into the roof of the net. Goal.
Long Messi trying to sneak in behind. Messi has stuck in behind Lionel Messi.
No wild celebration, just that familiar look. Calm, focused, almost inevitable. 7 goals in the tournament, leading the Golden Boot race. Another reminder that even on difficult nights, legends always find their moment. Argentina finally had the breakthrough, and everyone watching assumed the floodgates were about to open. But Cape Verde had other ideas. Instead of collapsing, they became stronger. The goal didn't destroy their belief, it sharpened it. Before halftime, Argentina nearly doubled their advantage. Enzo Fernandez curled a beautiful first-time effort toward the far corner. It looked destined to go in, until Vozinha flew. Stretching every inch of his body, the veteran pushed the ball away with fingertips that seemed to defy time itself. Another incredible save. Another reminder that this wasn't going to be a normal knockout match. The whistle for halftime arrived almost as relief for Cape Verde. Only 1 goal behind, still alive, still believing. Inside their dressing room, there was no reason to fear anymore, because they had already discovered something priceless. Argentina could bleed. And if the world champions could bleed, maybe, just maybe, they could fall. The second half didn't begin with fear, it began with belief. For the first time all night, Cape Verde walked onto the pitch looking like a team that genuinely believed they belonged here. Not because Argentina had become weaker, but because they had survived 45 minutes against the defending world champions and realized they were still standing. That realization changes everything. Every successful tackle becomes louder. Every interception carries more confidence. Every sprint forward feels possible. The Blue Sharks no longer wanted to simply frustrate Argentina. They wanted to hurt them. And suddenly, they did. Cape Verde started asking questions Argentina hadn't faced in this tournament. Their counterattacks became faster. Their transitions became cleaner. Every time Argentina committed numbers forward, there was space waiting behind them. 1 pass, 2 passes, then suddenly Blue Shirts were charging toward Emiliano Martinez. Roy Duarte fired from distance, forcing Argentina's goalkeeper into his first truly important save of the evening. It wasn't just a shot, it was a warning. Cape Verde weren't surviving anymore, they were competing. The stadium could feel the shift. Argentina could feel it too. Passes became a little quicker, touches became a little heavier. The calm rhythm that had defined Scaloni's side throughout the tournament slowly disappeared. And then, the impossible happened. Ryan Mendes burst forward and slipped the perfect ball into Duarte's path. The angle was tight. Most players would have looked for a cross. Duarte chose belief instead. He unleashed a fierce strike across goal. The ball ripped into the bottom corner. Emiliano Martinez had no chance. 1-1. History. Cape Verde had scored their first ever FIFA World Cup knockout stage goal. The bench exploded. The supporters couldn't believe what they were witnessing. The smallest nation left in the tournament had dragged the world champions back into a fight. Great champions respond. That's what everyone expected. Messi almost delivered the response immediately. Released through on goal, he found himself one-on-one with Vozinha. Normally, that's the end of the story, but not tonight. The veteran goalkeeper rushed out fearlessly, making himself huge before blocking Messi from point-blank range. The roar inside the stadium belonged to Cape Verde. Moments later, Messi curled another trademark free kick toward the top corner. This time it was perfection, until Vozinha somehow reached it. A full stretch save, fingertips. The ball flew away from danger. 2 saves against Lionel Messi on the biggest stage in football. Every minute that passed, Vozinha's performance transformed from excellent into legendary. Argentina kept knocking, Cape Verde refused to open the door. Even when Naul Molina whipped a dangerous cross across the 6-yard box, Pico Lopez almost turned it into his own net before watching the ball flash agonizingly past the post. Sometimes champions need luck. Argentina weren't even getting that. For the first time in this World Cup, they looked genuinely uncomfortable. 90 minutes came and went, still level, extra time. Exactly what Cape Verde had dreamed of, exactly what Argentina had desperately hoped to avoid. This was already Argentina's 12th World Cup match that had gone beyond 90 minutes. Another reminder that football's greatest teams often have to suffer before they succeed. The pressure was enormous. One mistake, one lapse, one moment, everything could disappear. And finally, Argentina found one. Just minutes into extra time, they won a corner. Messi delivered. Chaos followed. The ball bounced through a crowded penalty area before finding Lisandro Martinez at the back post. Earlier, he had provided the stunning pass from Messi's opener. Now, he became the scorer. One powerful strike, top corner. 2-1. Relief. Pure relief.
McAllister got a flick into a good spot. It's still going to be in there. Lisandro Martinez. Chance to fire. He's got...
Argentina celebrated like a team that had escaped disaster. Surely, that had to be enough. Surely, Cape Verde had nothing left. But football doesn't always follow logic, and fairy tales don't end quietly. Almost immediately, Cape Verde answered. Again. Sidney Lopez Cabral picked up the ball from an impossible angle. There seemed to be no shooting lane, no realistic opportunity, no reason to even try. He ignored all of it. His strike curled beautifully through the Florida sky before crashing into the top corner.
Tomato trying to reset quickly and trying to catch Argentina napping. McAllister can't make the play. Lopez Cabral! It's incredible!
2-2, one of the goals of the tournament, a strike worthy of any World Cup highlight reel. Cape Verde simply refused to wake up from the dream. Then came the moment that defined Argentina. Not beautiful football, not individual brilliance, character. Messi walked over for another corner. His body looked tired. His legs had played over 100 exhausting minutes, but his mind remained sharp. The delivery was perfect. Cristian Romero attacked it with absolute conviction. A powerful header, a slight deflection, the ball crossed the line. 3-2.
The back post, the second run.
Messi, outswinger, good area to go!
Romero sprinted away in celebration. His teammates chased him. The noise was deafening. Argentina had found a way. Again. Even then, Cape Verde still weren't finished. Sidney Lopez Cabral nearly produced one final masterpiece. His thunderous free kick looked destined for the top corner. But this time, Emiliano Martinez reminded the world why he is one of football's greatest big-game goalkeepers. A flying save, strong hands, one final rescue. Seconds later, the whistle blew, defending champions to dig deeper than anyone else had managed. They had earned the respect of the football world, and they had shown that rankings mean nothing once the ball starts rolling. But this night wasn't remembered only because of Cape Verde's incredible courage. It was remembered because it revealed a new side of Argentina, a side that many people had overlooked. This isn't the same Argentina that simply overwhelms opponents with beautiful combinations. This team has evolved. They can suffer. They can be frustrated. They can be outworked for long stretches. They can watch their captain denied again and again. They can see their lead disappear twice, and still, they keep coming. That is what makes champions truly frightening. Not perfection, persistence. Not dominance, resilience. Because tournaments aren't won by the team that plays the prettiest football every single match. They're won by the team that refuses to disappear when everything goes wrong. Against Cape Verde, Argentina discovered exactly what defending a World Cup really demands. It demands courage, patience, belief, and the mentality that refuses to accept defeat. Egypt were waiting in the round of 16. The challenge would only become harder from here. But after surviving a night like this, every remaining opponent received the same warning. Argentina are still here, and somehow they may be even more dangerous than they were 4 years ago. Because now the world knows something it didn't fully understand before. This Argentina team doesn't need the perfect game to eliminate you. They only need one more chance than you can survive. That is what makes them truly terrifying. If football has taught us anything, it's that World Cups aren't remembered because champions win comfortably. They're remembered because of nights like this, when dreams collide with destiny, when underdogs refuse to surrender, and when champions are forced to reveal the strength hidden beneath the badge. Cape Verde earned the world's respect, but Argentina earned something just as valuable: proof that they can survive chaos. And sometimes, the teams that survive the impossible are the ones that end up lifting the trophy. If you love football stories that go beyond the scoreline, stories about courage, legacy, heartbreak, and the moments that define generations, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to Era of 11, because the greatest football stories are never just about who won. They're about why the world will never forget them.